Hey, Josh, I got a question here that's a good one, I think. And it's from Tanel83. Are my thoughts my own? Yeah, this is, okay, let's get into that. He says, how do you know? What are your own thoughts? Let me give you an example. People might say, oh, I just had a great idea. Okay, well, but where did that come from? How can you be sure it was generated by you? What is you? There you go. See, now we're getting into it. See, what is you? Focus on that. If you focus on that question, not with the mind, that question will take you to a space where these other questions are going to be answered for you. That's good. See, this shows that you have good spiritual tendencies and the capacity to awaken. Otherwise, you wouldn't say it in such a natural way. It's not like you think, oh, I'm going to sound spiritual. I'm going to say, well, who am I? No, this came very natural. I can tell. Okay, what is consciousness? See? Etc., etc. Okay, etc., etc. See, that's the mind asking these questions. It's getting like impatient. What is you? What is consciousness? Etc., etc. See, the mind's like, man, I can't answer this. And so then it's going to just say, yeah, I can just keep asking a bunch of other questions. Okay, what's the point? That's what etc., etc. means. There can be so many different thoughts on a daily basis. Yeah, thousands. And we rarely question them unless one is awake. Well, I think you question them because you wouldn't write that. You wouldn't be aware that you and other people rarely question them. So you question them. Are you awake then? Because you said you don't question them unless you're awake. But you question them. Maybe you're awake. Make videos. Yeah. I gotta have fun because people do that. I know you're not like that. I can tell. That's why I can say that because I know you'll probably enjoy that like me. The higher self, the term higher self, this is another weird term. What is that? Is that part of your consciousness? Or is it like someone else? Is it like not even you? I think, okay, who can really tell? Who knows? Like, who can tell? How do you know, like, what the higher self is? We're dual aspected, clearly. You're showing it in your letter. Your higher, you can say like your lower, your lower higher self is, your higher self is calling your lower self, okay? Because it's having you ask these questions. How do you know what are your own thoughts? What's consciousness? You can say your higher self knows the answers to these. I think there's moments where you know the answers to these. Actually, you might already know the answers since before I made this video. Or maybe I'm making this video and the energy that's your higher self is giving you. Maybe you're getting clarity on these questions you have right now. That's your higher self. Your higher self knows this stuff, but it knows it intuitively. It's not a logical thing. Like, okay, the higher self, it has this big aura and has a smile. The lower self has a pouty face and it doesn't like the higher self because it wants to have fun and do stuff. And you see what I mean? So it plays like that. There's like this higher part of ourself and lower part of ourself. But you know that. Obviously, that's where these things come from, like the devil's on your shoulder and then the angel and hey, go to the club and mac girls. Yeah, angel. No, that's not going to serve you. Oh, okay. So this is part of the play. Now the consciousness, the pure consciousness, is, you can say, the space where this play happens. The angel and the devil is like playing in this. It can affect the virtual virtual reality machine that you're playing in. You see, this is like the play. The pure consciousness incarnates, it creates these bodies, physical, emotional, mental. Okay, so now the consciousness incarnated in that. And then to make software more deep, it creates, the so-called good voice and dark voice. And then it creates the faculty called like knowledge, and then intuition. And then it creates like a lower mind that the devil can talk through. And then it creates a higher, more pure mind that the angel speaks through. And then the consciousness is like, because it's incarnated in these bodies, it's like playing the role of being a little asleep. This is why it needs to wake up. And it just like struggling in these bodies. Like, oh, I got these tendencies and addictions, but I don't want to do that. You see, so that whole play's going on. Whereas, but the whole time that's happening in, you can say, this spacious awareness that it's not part of that. That's why in the end we're all good. Like, we can't lose ourselves totally, because who we are is this pure consciousness. But the purpose of life is for this human construct, virtual reality consciousness, to merge more and more with the pure consciousness. And that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. So what's your higher self? I hope I explained that a little bit. Something wants me to be conscious of my thoughts. Maybe there's something that wants me to be conscious of my conscious mind, and so on. Something wants me to be conscious of my thoughts. Maybe there's something that wants me to be conscious of my conscious mind, and so on. Yeah, your higher self wants you can say lower self to be conscious that when the lower self is being activated and when it's not. That's what's happening here. So stay in your higher altitude of yourself. When you stay there long enough, then it's like you're going to realize that that's also happening in the pure consciousness that you are. And then somehow the pure consciousness becomes aware of its own self. But the show goes on. Great. That would suck. You realize yourself and you just blink out of existence forever. These questions, they're going to be answered within you at some point. Don't let the mind obsess about them, though, because it blocks you. The mind will be like, it's so clever, man. It's like, yeah, we're going to get to the bottom. We're doing awakening work. Yeah. Oh, but you need to find out the answers to these questions first. Otherwise, you can't wake up. Come on, man, do it. Just figure it out. You see, that causes stress. And then you can't figure anything out. And then you have to go act out some habit or do a drug or drink just to get rid of the stress. You see, it's a setup. You got to chill. At the same time, you make effort. That's the paradox. That's the balance. You're making effort, but you're chilling also. Only intuitively can you understand how to do that. You see, the mind doesn't understand that. It works in black and white. You be okay with this individual self, that's in the matrix, that's trying to evolve. Don't obsess so much about it. Trying to, wake up, become enlightened. That's another trap. I made videos about that, but I have to keep saying it over and over and over again because it's hard to hear. This message is really hard to hear, and we need to hear it over and over again because we need that repetition. Because look how many lifetimes we've had the opposite programming that keeps us stuck in the matrix and really believing, that this is who we are, this physical, mental, emotional body. And then you're around all these other bodies and persons that are perpetuating this delusion, even in the spiritual realm. So it really takes grace to somehow come out of that, because the cards are super stacked against us if we're only aware of ourselves as this individual. You see? So you be cool, let the individual play out, let him do his thing, he's evolving and all that, but at the same time you relax about it. Let me know if that helped you. Have a good day.